I'm Manuel Hernandez and welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello, everybody. Lewis, Norwich City Central. How are you doing? I hope you're all doing well. The season's over, of course, but Norwich City are getting their business done very quickly. Norwich City are just making loads of signings. It's gone transfer crazy in the Norwich City hub. Norwich City have signed Kieran Dowell, and then yesterday or a couple of days ago, they also signed Matthew Dennis and Sebastian Soto. So Norwich City have gone transfer crazy. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the free signings with a particular emphasis on Kieran Dowell because he looks like he could potentially be a star player for Norwich City next season. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section about these free signings, Kieran Dowell, Matthew Dennis and Sebastian Soto. Are they what Norwich City need? Do you think they'd be good players for Norwich City? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. But let's start with Kieran Dowell with a little bit of information about him. 22 years old, English central attacking midfielder. Now, that's really exciting. Norwich City like to sign these young English players, and it's good for Norwich City now we've got an extra homegrown player. Of course, Norwich City were struggling at one point on the bench with having homegrown players, and he's another homegrown player, and he could be someone who does really well for Norwich City. In terms of a transfer fee, it's undisclosed, but I've got a sneaky suspicion this could be Norwich City's biggest signing under Stuart Webber. It's undisclosed, but Kieran Dowell, with how well he's done, he's probably in the region of around 4 to 5 billion. And I probably think he eclipses the Grant Hanley transfer fee. But overall, I think this is another really good bit of business by Stuart Webber. In terms of his history and what Kieran Dowell has done, he's been at Everton since he was 7. He's an academy player, and Everton had really high hopes for him, and Everton thought he could have been a star, but unfortunately it's not quite worked out this way. In terms of what he's done elsewhere, when Norwich City's were in our first season under Daniel Farke, Kieran Dowell was at Nottingham Forest and in 38 appearances scored 9 goals. Now that's a really good return for a central attacking midfielder when you consider Norwich City's title-winning Championship campaign. We obviously had Pukki with 29 goals. We had Stupinman scored 10, Ranjic scored 10. I think Hernandez and Buendia got 8. So Kieran Dowell 9 goals in a Nottingham Forest side at such a young age. That is a fantastic return. In his next season, he was part of Sheffield United's promotion team. Didn't get as many goals. I think he got a few goals, but he was still an important part of their team and was a good player for them. And then when Norwich City were in the Premier League, last season, Kieran Dowell went out at Derby. It didn't work out for him at Derby. He then went to Wigan and in 12 appearances scored 5 goals. He was absolutely exceptional at Wigan, including a hat-trick he scored in that amazing 8-0 win for them against Hull when Wigan were 7-0 up. So what I'm trying to say is Kieran Dowell, really good history. He's proven in the Championship with Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United and Wigan, all 3 separate seasons, that he can do really well. And now he's signed for Norwich City on a permanent basis. He's not gone out on loan, he's signed for a permanent basis. And I think he's a player who has adapted to the Championship. He knows what the Championship is about and has performed really well in numerous seasons. So I can see him performing really well again. And I think Kieran Dowell could be a really star player for Norwich City, someone who could get into double digits and someone who could have a big part to play. These are some of the comments from what people are saying. Now I got Sarah onto the channel to talk a little bit about Kieran Dowell. As you can see here, she thinks Kieran Dowell could be a real success at Norwich City, which is great to see. In terms of what everyone's been saying about him, Everton fans, Wigan fans, Sheffield United fans, Nottingham Forest fans, a lot of people are saying that they think this is a really good bit of business by Norwich City. A lot of positives to say about him. A few weaknesses from what I've seen. A few people have said that he's a little bit slow, but look, Wes Hoolahan and Grant Holt were our best players, and they weren't exactly the quickest. They weren't Usain Bolt on the pitch. Sometimes pace isn't everything. One person said his set pieces isn't great, and that's not what you want to hear. You don't want to hear about Duda 2.0 certainly. But overall, yes, Kieran Dowell, a young central attacking midfielder, and it looks a really good bit of business. And Norwich City is stacked up with midfielders. If you look at Norwich City in attacking areas on the left, we've got Hernandez, Poeta, Josh Martin. In the central attacking midfield, we've got Stupinman, obviously now Dowell, maybe Cantwell can play there. On the right, you've got Emi Buendia, Daniel Sinani from Luxembourg, Matthew Dennis as well, who I'll quickly talk about. Norwich City got so many attacking players, and you'd probably suspect, a couple of them will go. Could Cantwell go? Could Buendia go? Could even Stupinman go? Possibly. We have got a lot of attacking midfielders, but Norwich City have been getting their business done, and I think Kieran Dowell is an excellent transfer and has the potential to be one of the better ones under Stuart Webber. It's a bit of a risk with the transfer fee, but he's proven he can do it in the Championship. He's still very young and he's very hungry, and he could be a good replacement if we do sell someone like the likes of Todd Cantwell. Two other Norwich City signings to talk about. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below about Kieran Dowell in the comment section. Please get your thoughts in. Two other signings, because the Norwich City transfer business don't stop. They keep on going. Stuart Webber keeps on signing more players to try and make us bounce back to the Premier League. Matthew Dennis is a young right winger, can also play right back from the Arsenal academy. A nice bit of business, this one. I don't think Matthew Dennis will feature too many times in the first team, if any. I think he could be a player who goes out on loan or continues to stay in the under-23s. But he's a player who could be very similar to the likes of Josh Martin and maybe even Max Aarons. He's come from the Arsenal academy, just like Josh Martin did, actually, and looked really good. Was quite a good youth team player. Obviously got released by Arsenal, but Norwich City have seen something in him to suggest that he could be a good player. And I think Matthew Dennis could be a good player. Scored a wonderful goal in the Youth Cup, a solo goal, an absolutely fantastic strike. Yeah, it's a good bit of business. I think it's one for the future. And similar to the signing we signed from Sunderland, I think this could be, it could potentially have a really good career in a few years' time at Norwich City. And finally, one other transfer. Norwich City have been, signed from England, we signed from Germany, but now we're not just signing from Europe, we're going to America. And Norwich City have signed Sebastian Soto from America, 20-year-old forward, which is a really interesting one. He played his football last season in the second tier of the Bundesliga. Okay, of course, Stuart Webber still likes the Bundesliga and signing players from there. But yeah, very highly rated. He's played all the way through in his young, obviously he's quite young. He's played all the way through for America. And yeah, looks a really good bit of business yet again. He's a young, hungry player. Similar to Matthew Dennis, I don't think that he's going to play much for Norwich City next season. He could even go out on loan, but it's another one which is one for the future. So three really good bits of business, but I'm really excited about Kieran Dowell, central attacking midfielder who has got a lot to prove, but he's shown in the Championship that he can do it, and I'm sure he can do it for Norwich City. And I expect him to be a first team starter, because for the amount of money we've probably paid for him, he's going to be someone who's going to be rated very highly. So really exciting news for Norwich City, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. So thank you for watching this video on Norwich City Central. Another video, I will keep doing transfer updates, because I can see in August, even Norwich City signing even more players, but crucially Norwich City players going out the door, which will be really interesting to see who stays and who goes. But thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to Norwich City Central if you're new, and I'll see you later.